Is the Samsung Galaxy A02s worth buying in 2021? Well, in this video, we're gonna find out. What's up, guys? KalipezTech here, coming back at you with another video. Today, we're gonna be taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy A02s and seeing if it's really worth buying in 2021. Let's get into it. So this phone has a 6.5-inch PLS IPS LCD display with a resolution of 720p, a PPI of 270, an aspect ratio of 20:9, and a screen to body ratio of 81.8%. We got a water drop notch here for the front facing camera, and this camera is 5 megapixels. I'm usually not a huge fan of the water drop notch just because it's a more old, outdated look compared to the hole punch design. But this one doesn't look too bad. It's not that thick, so that's good. Right now, I do have the brightness at 100%, and I would say the display does look pretty nice. The design of the phone is overall really good. It's pretty thin, not too bulky or anything like that. And the back of the phone is made of a matte material that doesn't really pick up any fingerprints, and it has an interesting texture to it that I really like. We're getting 64 gigabytes of internal storage here with microSD card expansion, so not bad at all. In fact, for the price range this phone is in, it's better than most devices. Usually for entry-level phones like this, you're gonna see 32 gigabytes, maybe even less. I have seen as little as 16, and these days that's really not gonna work out too well. With apps in the system getting larger and larger, whether you're an average user or power user, whatever the case may be, it's better to have more storage than less. So it's nice that this has 64 instead of 32 or 16. Now, as far as external features like face unlock, wireless charging, and that sort of thing, you might end up disappointed if those are really important features for you because this phone doesn't have any of them. No wireless charging, no fingerprint scanner, so definitely keep that in mind if those features are important to you. So on the back here, we have a triple camera setup with a 13 megapixel rear camera, a 2 megapixel depth sensing camera, and a 2 megapixel macro camera. Not too bad. Here's a quick look at what the rear camera can do. It's not the greatest camera in the world, but it does get the job done. I would say if you're more of a casual user of the camera, if you take pictures for social media, maybe a few casual things here and there, this phone is going to be fine for that. But if you're looking for the top of the line quality, you might be a little disappointed. This is a photo taken by the macro camera. I'm not a huge macro camera user myself, and I wouldn't say that this is top professional quality, but as you can see here, it does work. As far as video goes, this phone can shoot in video quality up to 1080p in both the rear and front cameras. I'm going to show you a video sample real quick so you can get a better idea of how it looks and sounds. Just doing a quick video sample with the Samsung Galaxy A02s. We are shooting in 1080p right now. Also keep in mind the audio quality. So as you can see from that video, it is definitely acceptable, but at the same time, if you really are shooting videos for any professional purpose, not even really a professional purpose, if you just want really good quality videos, then you might be a little disappointed with this device because even though the quality is acceptable when you shoot videos on this phone, it definitely leaves a lot to be desired. Internally, this phone is getting 4 gigabytes of RAM with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 450 processor. I ran a Geekbench 5 benchmark test on the device, and it came back with a single core score of 129 and a multi-core score of 488. So it's not a very strong processor. If you're looking for a device that's gonna get you really high performance, this is probably not gonna be the device for you. This is lower than even a lot of entry-level phones. It's really not meant for high performance activities. If you're using your phone for basic mobile functions like sending text messages, making calls, browsing the web, going on social media, then you should be fine. But if you do anything else, it's probably gonna struggle at least a little bit. Now, a side note, I do have a video testing basic mobile games for this phone on the channel. If you are interested in seeing how that looks, I will put the link to that video in the description, so definitely check it out. But long story short, this phone is actually okay for more of the basic mobile games like Fruit Ninja, Angry Birds, that sort of thing. So if you do just want to play those, then that sort of gaming is going to be fine. But I just can't imagine a high performance game like PUBG Mobile or Fortnite running on this device. But at the end of the day, This phone's processing power is not great, but if you are looking for a device just to do more basic activities with, then it's probably going to work out fine for you because that's really what it's made for. Now, one big thing this phone does have going for it is the battery. This phone has a 5000 milliamp hour battery that supports 15-watt fast charging, so that's really impressive. Not only is it one of the biggest batteries you can get in a smartphone, but it also supports fast charging. So if you don't have a lot of time to sit around waiting for your phone to charge up, then you can get a fast charger and you'll be able to charge it a lot faster than you normally would. Now, in conclusion, is this phone worth buying in 2021? I would say it's decently worth buying. Besides the battery and arguably the storage, this phone really doesn't have a ton going for it. That's very unique in the sense of entry-level phones. The processor, the display, pretty much everything else about this phone besides those two features is either the same or slightly below the quality of other devices that are in a similar price range. So really, if you're looking for something to do basic activities with, like sending text messages, making calls, going on the web, social media, stuff like that, that's not too intense and you really don't need anything else, then you're probably going to be happy with this phone. It looks decently nice, it has a really big battery and a good amount of storage, but in that situation, there are probably a lot of other entry-level phones you'd be equally satisfied with. So really, there's not a whole lot about this device that differentiates it a ton from others as far as the specs go. But since it does have such a big battery and a really good amount of storage, I do still think it is worth buying in 2021. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.